Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. My name's Heather. I'm an intuitive counselor, author, artist, animal communicator, and energy healer, and I'm on a mission to empower and embolden others to connect with their divine radiant light and honor the sacred connection with all life. One of the ways I do that is with a monthly energy forecast, and it is time for us to talk about the joy that will be February 2024. Maybe I'm being sarcastic, maybe I'm not. Stick around and we'll see, we'll explore it. So the first thing that I want to talk about for February is a channeled message that came through, and I've got a copy here because I wouldn't have remembered it all. But I want to share it with you. And as with anything, the channeled message, what we talk about after, the art that we look at, one thing to pay attention to is my forecast is not predictive. It is a projection of what the energies will be, what the prevalent energies will be in February, with some helpful tips for you on how to navigate the energy. Because I don't want to just say, this thing is coming or that thing's going to happen and not give you a tool to feel into your own existence, to navigate through whatever comes. And as far as predictions versus projections, timelines are fluid. If you don't already know that, we can talk about that in another video. Leave me a comment and let me know. But there is a projection is a way of saying this is where it looks to be headed right now, subject to change. So nothing is locked in, nothing is inevitable. Timelines are fluid and things are always changing. So that being said, you hear the papers rustling. That sounded very official, like news desk kind of stuff. But here's the channeled message. And after that, we'll expand on the forecast a little bit more. Bright and beautiful beings. You're entering a period of 6 to 8 months when energies are abundant but mixed in their intensity, frequency, and gravity. There will be some of you who feel a shadow descending upon you as you are put through the cycles of intense growth and change. Still others will feel pinched and squeezed as if passing through a period of constriction. The energies are shifting rampantly and rapidly and with great force as the frequency wars escalate within the planes of existence surrounding you. Know that this can be celebrated, but is not cause for dropping your guard. There's much to walk through, weather, and witness, and in so doing, change. To those of you who resonate with the land, see to your sacred places. Mind your ley lines, portal sites, your lakes, your mountains, your forests, and your rivers. Grandmother Earth partners with you and your expansion at this time to pull through greater wisdom and healing, but she needs your support reflected back to her. To those who voyage the astral plane and the worlds unseen, stay grounded and centered when you travel. The vortices of energy are palpable, causing shadows to be thrown and false light to appear real. In all things, dear ones, guard yourselves and your precious hearts. Hear the call of the drums, but fear not the change in pace, for the victory is secured and your steps take you closer to the light of truth. So, depending on your perspective of how you see things in the world and how you see energy and what's unfolding around you, that can seem a little grim, perhaps. They talked about frequency wars. They talked about guarding yourself. And by the way, for those who are new here, when I say they, that is my team of multidimensional beings, spirit beings, angelic beings from all different realms who partner with me to bring forward information. So the frequency wars are, again, that's probably a topic for another video, but there are things being cleansed, being uplifted as we move toward living in a more expansive way, living in a more ascended way, less third dimensional, more fifth dimensional, but we are not there yet. And that is not something that is going to happen instantaneously. It is a process. As energies are elevating, things are bubbling up. Things are being shown. The message said a couple of times, but a lot, about shadows being cast and feeling a constriction. That is helping us to process, witness, understand, and change things that need to be changed in systems, in structures, in our own ways of thinking, in our own ways of being in the world. So as things come up for you that may feel a little challenging, this is the time for you to not brush it off, but to address it with yourself. Try to understand for yourself why it is that you're witnessing something in the way that you are, and is there something within yourself that you need to shift? So overall, February brings a quickness, a quickening, and an unsteadiness. But I don't want that to feel alarming, because if you're here, if you're resonant with topics like these, you're well equipped to handle it, especially when we kind of know that we can brace for it, that we can weather. They said there was a lot to weather. We can get through it in that way. I mentioned in another video prior to this one that the dream state is off the hook. A lot of us are seeing some weird things in dreams, and that is the narrowing or the compression or the thinning of the fourth dimension. So the fourth dimension for me is it's wonky. It is where misshapen thoughts, unformed beliefs, our projections about ourselves, our projections about our world, all of that kind of sits sometimes in the fourth dimension. And if you expand that out to every person on the planet, there's a lot of weird stuff in there. It's kind of like the Lost and Found or the Curiosity Shop or the Island of Misfit Toys. And so when we dream, we often are passing through the fourth dimension, if not hanging out there entirely. As there are more and more shifting energies, there's more and more weirdness there. And as we are ascending personally, we are better able, or it's easier for us to access and witness that. Sometimes we pass through it and it's just like you have blinders on, you don't even know, so you don't have the weird dreams. But as the frequencies surrounding our planet at this time and our own internal frequencies of our own processes of ascension, of becoming more enlightened, as those all coalesce together, it's allowing us to see some things that may look a little strange and a little weird. But remember what it said in the channeled message: false light appearing real and a lot of shadows. So take what you see in your dreams for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Take it with a grain of salt. Witness it. Don't get spun out by it. Tune into your inner wisdom. It may just be something that you're seeing that if you just picture like, it's not the show for me, I'm just going to flip the channel, tune into something else. Don't let it settle in on your energy if it is unsettling for you. So in addition, many on the planet at this time have kind of these incomplete manifestations and undisciplined energy. And that's also kind of everything that's in the fourth dimension, or a lot of what's in the fourth dimension. And I used this example in an interview recently. I don't know if you've had the experience of being in your house and you want to print something. Maybe you have a Bluetooth printer. And so you're on your laptop, you press print, and you listen over the printer and you don't hear that it's kicking in. So something's wrong with that connection of energy, that Wi-Fi. And maybe it prints out half a page, maybe a few hours later you get the print. That's kind of where we are in this transition of third to fifth. Sometimes things are coming out, sometimes things are coming out incomplete, sometimes things are coming out at a delay, and the fourth dimension is holding all of that unfinished business. And when we witness it, it can be really bizarre and alarming. So it is bizarre and alarming when we don't have our own energetic boundaries in a healthy manner, and when we don't discipline our own thoughts and our own practices with establishing protection around you, establishing energetic boundaries. So it makes it hard to not discern if someone's if what you're seeing is yours or someone else's. So if you are not currently someone who has a daily habit of protecting your energy, I would encourage you to read up on that, watch some videos, find a process that resonates with you before you even get out of bed. And I'm not saying that out of fear. It's a great habit to have anyway. But the more of us who are ascending and becoming aware and enlightened and sensitive to energies, the more necessary that is, because you're going to pick up on a lot more. It's like you're listening or able to hear out at a distance, so you want the volume to be a little muted so that it doesn't affect you or impact you in such a way as to like knock you off your center. So we also are going through for the channel message said 6 to 8 months. I'm going to keep it really specific right now to the next 4 to 5 weeks as we're going through February. It feels like we're going through the ringer, if you've heard that phrase. If you know, like old-fashioned laundry machines where it's a hand crank and you kind of put the shirt or the pants or whatever it is through the rollers and it flattens it and wrings out the water. That's our energy for February. We're the pants and the shirt. We're the laundry going through the ringer. But why that is happening, and the channel message too said some of us will feel a compression. We are becoming desaturated, which may sound negative, but the way that my team has explained it to me is right now, so many of us are saturated with our own beliefs, our own thoughts, what we're witnessing in the world. And if you think of laundry, if you think of a shirt that's fully saturated, it's loaded down. It can't hold any more water. We're at a point where we can't, until we go through this ringer process, we can't hold anything else, any more frequencies. So we've got to go through this ringer, this compression, this wringing out, so that we become desaturated, which then allows us to be available to hold the next level of frequencies that are coming through for us. So it's all in service of ascension, enlightenment, good things, but it's a little pinchy and compressing for the next few weeks for a lot of us. And if you are someone who sails through February, that's great. This isn't always exactly time specific because everybody's going to go through things at different points. So you may have already experienced this. You may be experiencing this a little later in 2024, but as I am being shown and as I understand it, it is a process that more of us than not are going to go through for ourselves. And I'm speaking about it energetically. You may experience it in different ways in your relationships, in your beliefs, in your habits. There's just this like, I can't take anymore. You may even hear yourself saying that. I can't take on anymore. I can't hold anyone else's emotions. I can't witness anything else tragic. Allow yourselves to come to center, to rest. And we're going to talk about a couple other tips. Allow yourself to settle. And then you'll feel empowered to take more on. Not that you need to take on other people's things, but energetically, you'll feel more balanced, more empowered, more centered. So I also want to mention, those who are watching this and are resonant with this kind of topic, you have the broader awareness of, yeah, that's what's going on. We're all generally ascending. The earth is changing. Frequencies are shifting. Things are becoming, even though they're compressed and constricted, that's in service to becoming enlightened and lighter and faster and higher and however you classify it. But remember, there are many, many, many people on our planet at this time who don't know ascension or enlightenment or wouldn't classify anything in that way. And this is absolutely not a judgment. Everyone has their own path. And I would encourage you to not look at them as like other. They're part of this beautiful soup and this frequency too. But I mentioned that and those who aren't in this awareness because they're feeling all the same symptoms. They're feeling the ringer, the compression, the overwhelm, the freaky dreams, the weird stuff, but they don't have a context for it. So what we're also going to see running parallel to this is more conflict, more constraints on relationships, more challenges, more people feeling spacey, spiky, chaotic, cranky, So as you encounter those individuals or you find yourself in that state, breathe through it. Have some grace. Pack a little more patience than maybe you are used to, and we'll get through it. It's just a little tumultuous for a while. So I also mentioned these 5 steps in another video, but I want to include them here too, because if somebody didn't watch that other video, these tips apply really well for this. A way to get through the next 4 to 5 weeks, and really some great habits to support you just in general. 5 questions to ask yourself at the end of every day. Just reflect really quickly before you fall asleep. What did you do well today? What could you have done better for yourself? Did you laugh today? How well did you regulate your nervous system? And what do you want to see in the world? And did you put some of it there? So what that is doing is bringing you back to you. We also are tending to have, and it's beautiful, we have this connection and this expanded awareness of all that's around us in a way that we haven't always had. Some of that is for the good, some of that is not so great. But what those 5 questions do are they bring it back to your circle of influence. This is what you can handle. This is what you're responsible for. So not somebody else yelled at me in traffic, somebody else did this, they're not on their ascension path in the right way. None of that. You. What did you do well today? What could you have done better? Did you laugh? Did you bring that frequency of absolute joy, playfulness into your day? Because that is so important. How well did you regulate your nervous system? Are you in fight and flight mode? Or are you able to come back and breathe and relax? And then what do you want to see in the world? And did you put more of it there? Not, I'm waiting for this thing to happen or somebody's going to do something. It's not that if you want to see a symphony created that you have to learn how to be a composer, but did you listen to music today? Did you appreciate music? Did you sing or hum or dance? If you want to see more of something, did you put it there? So the word or phrase for all of this, encapsulating all these different energies for the month of February, is lucidity. And I'm going to show the art. And for those who are new, this is a channeled digital painting. And it includes codes, frequencies, all kinds of good stuff for us to acclimate, attune to lucidity, which is a sense of a clarity of expression, but also a brightness and a luminosity. So for me, I like to consider lucidity that we are shining with clarity. We've dialed in with those questions that we're going to ask ourselves every day. We've dialed in who we are in this moment, what we're here to do, how well we're on the mark for what we want to do, and then we're shining. So lucidity is the word for February. I'd love to hear what you all are witnessing in the world for yourselves, for others. Leave some comments below. I hope that this message helps you weather what is coming in February, and I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you soon. Bye.